Today we're making meatballs with ground beef. These are delicious and tender. You are going to love it. And I'm also making them gluten-free. Now there's many things you can do with this. I like meal prepping with them. You bake them and then you pop them in the freezer and they are ready to go when you are for a nice quick meal. You can make meatball sandwiches out of these and you can serve it up with any kind of pasta with some marinara sauce, pesto sauce. You could serve it up with zoodles. I mean, there's just so many things you can do with these. Before we get into our recipe too far, let's do our chef joke. Where did the spaghetti go to dance? The meatball. Let's get back to our recipe. As you can see, I've diced up one yellow onion, and don't forget you can get the written recipe below the video in the description area. I'm using a cast iron pan, which helps lend itself to much more flavor, I think, in my onions. And so we're going to just saute this in some olive oil over medium-low heat for probably 15 minutes. While my onions are sauteing, I'm going to prep up my garlic. Now, I like to use a lot. You can see I've got, 5 or 6 cloves here, but put in at least 4 if you're not a huge fan, and just press it through a garlic press. It's the quick and easiest way to do it. Once the onions are done cooking, we'll add the garlic and saute that for an additional minute or 2. Once the onions are done, then we'll go ahead and place it into a dish and let it cool. Now, like I mentioned earlier, we're using ground beef, and the best cut that you should use is probably 80-20, but I'm using 85-15. It still works great. The reason for 80-20 is just that it has more fat and will make your meatballs a little juicier. Next, we're going to prep up some fresh parsley and basil. Now, you can use the dried version, but I'm telling you, the fresh is best for flavor. Get yourself a nice good handful and then chop it up nice and small. We're going to do the same thing with our fresh basil. I'm going to pick off the leaves, then I'm going to stack about 7 or 8, maybe 9 of them together, and then I'm going to roll them. And then I'm going to slice them, chiffonade is called, and then I'll chop the rest of that up and add it to the parsley. You do want to chop this up pretty small just so it gets dispersed throughout all the meatballs. A nice addition to add to meatballs is, of course, some parmesan cheese. Now, you want to grate your own fresh because you don't have all the fillers and all the extra things that they put in the pre-shredded type. I'm using Alea's Italian breadcrumbs for this. These are gluten-free and they are very delicious. You need to add a little extra Italian seasoning to this, as I don't think it's strong enough to come through in the meatballs. So I have my own version of Italian seasoning, which I'll leave a link for you in the description, or you can use whatever you buy at the store if you like. Now we're ready to start adding ingredients to our beef. First in goes our onions and garlic, and then our breadcrumbs with the Italian seasoning. Then we need to season it with a little bit of salt. It's usually about 1 teaspoon per pound of ground beef. Now here's our Parmesan cheese. And you want to try and sprinkle all the ingredients around because you don't want to overmix the mixture. Our binding agent is going to be 2 eggs, and we're going to make sure you scramble these up with a fork before you add it to the bowl. Try and drizzle this around so it's not all in one spot. Toss in the fresh parsley and basil, and then make sure you have clean hands and go ahead and start mixing away. Now remember, your goal here is not to overmix the meat because if you do, it's just going to make your meatballs tough. So just give it a good toss to make sure that everything is reasonably mixed around, and then if it seems too thick or dry, you can add a little bit of chicken broth to moisten it up a bit so that it will be easier for the balls to stick together. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. Time to prep up my baking sheet. So I covered mine with aluminum foil. If you want, you can use parchment paper. You want to spread some olive oil over that, get a nice coating. This will help keep the meatballs from sticking. And then just rub it all over the whole pan. Now we're ready to shape our meatballs, so get yourself a scoop. This looks like a really good size to me. I can't tell you what it is exactly, but you can get an idea how much meat is in each ball. You can make them bigger if you want, or you can make them smaller. You can line them up pretty close to each other, so you can get quite a few on a baking sheet. So we'll just finish scooping them up here, and we'll pop them in the oven. We're going to bake these at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes. We're going to flip these over at about half of their cooking time, so I check these at about 12 minutes and they stick a little bit. Might need a little bit more olive oil there than what I put on, but I was able to turn them over. They're nice and brown. And then we're going to cook these another, 10, maybe 12 minutes more, and we're going to test them with an instant read thermometer, and we want the temperature to get up to 165. Here we are with the meatballs all cooked at 165, and now you can serve them up any way you like. These are moist, juicy, and flavorful. If you're interested in using these for meal prep, all you have to do is let them cool once they come out of the oven. Put them on a tray like I've done here. I've just did a few just to show you, and pop them in the freezer. Once they are frozen, you can place them into a container with a nice tight-fitting lid, and they will keep for probably up to 3 months. If you'd like to serve these meatballs with the marinara sauce, I have just the recipe for you. It is my homemade marinara sauce. You're going to love it. Click the link on the screen and it'll take you right to the video. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.